Can everyone hear me? Yes. Okay. So it's interesting that we should discuss Facebook right before I get to my list of challenges for to the internet and privacy, because the first thing I had on my list was that one of the challenges is social networking and the expectation of privacy. And so my answer to Mark's question would have been, well, it depends, because if I had made my profile public and Googleable, that's a word, then yeah, sure, I think any employer could look at it. The difference is that I have my settings in such a way that only certain people see certain things, and I have a lot of different groups, and I have everything very siloed, and I pay a lot of attention to what gets out there and not, and people who tag me in pictures, then other people can't see those, only me, etc. But I do think that a lot of people have a reasonable expectation of privacy, and that they don't understand that they really have to participate in setting things up so that they can have that expectation of privacy. And so that ties in nicely with things that Jolene was mentioning in terms of the need to make sure that people understand what they need to be concerned with when they're online with respect to privacy. And I don't, and there are many, this is a very, very enlightened group, obviously, here today. But there are a lot of people out there who don't. And so that's something that we need to work on. And I also don't think it's, a lot of people say it's very generational. I really don't think this is a generational issue. It's just some people know and some people don't. And what do we do to make sure that we educate and provide enough information to people who don't understand that? Another challenge, I think, as a technologist is how do we develop systems that understand semantic and contextual differences in the kinds of information that are available. And so that's something that we've been really interested in at NC State. In terms of opportunities looking forward, I think that the one very easy opportunity we have is not to repeat the mistakes that we've made in the past. So, you know, it seems like we keep trying to fix the same things that people have been fixing for generations and decades and centuries. But the difference is we just have a new context. So, you know, we've had information about patients for years and years and years. But now, we want to put it on the web. And so now we have to think about it differently. Well, it's still information, and it still needs to be protected. And so we keep hitting up against the same problems instead of thinking about how we resolve them in the past. And I think that's just a very simple way to look at things. Another concern that we have with respect to privacy is how do we express privacy policies more effectively. At NC State, Julie Earp is in the audience here today from the College of Management at NC State, and she and I have done a lot of work on trying to understand how understandable are privacy policies and what are the best ways of representing them so that people can comprehend them. And how does that align with their perceptions of policies? And there's been a lot of work on P3P and on nutrition labels, and we have all this information about what would make it better, and we still haven't changed it. Nothing has changed. The standard is still something that is laden with legalese, and that's not understandable to the average user. And so we really need to make some headway there. Another concern, I think, is issues concerning, and this is definitely, I would say, more of an area of expertise for Mark than it is for me, because I'm not aware. But I do believe that, and I should say I polled my grad students today, so they helped me with this list too. I should give them credit as well. We had a really nice conversation about all this morning. But the issues of censorship versus government regulation. And so there's the case in Australia where they firewalled all the child porn sites, and then what happened was that also restricted access or prevented access to a lot of very good sites. And so how do we deal with those issues? And then finally, just trying to figure out how do we balance privacy rights with the rights for national security, as well as the right for free speech. So a lot of really, again, these are things that interest me because I'm not a lawyer. But they're things that we face as technologists because we want to be able to develop software systems that actually do balance all of that. And I do believe that it is doable. We just need to understand the problem better.